welcome. Podcast Bowler. It's Dylan,
Mr. V Blendo.
and today we have Coach Keith and Coach Jones from Chasers. Chasers Academy, we're going to learn how to play soccer today. Okay.
You already know how to play.
No, that's why we go to Chasers.
That's why we have you here. It's for
They're
us.
going to give us the basics on how to kick the ball, how to run with the ball.
To make a fire, yeah.
Okay, shots. Okay, Adrian, let's get into it. Okay, gents, tell us a little bit more about Chasers. I think let's start with Keith because I think the whole vision, if I'm not mistaken, came from Keith, right?
Yeah, it's togetherness. Chasers is not one person, so it's Chasers. Chasers is a collective, it's a group. But yeah, Chasers it's something that lacks in every community. There's no development. There's no basics, like you're saying basics. It's a joking matter when you bring it up, like I teach you how to kick a ball. That's a serious thing.
Yeah.
It's a serious thing if you look at it in the sense that if you're a professional footballer, you don't know how to kick a. I'm not allowed to swear.
It's
Yeah, but you know, on a serious level, we've got people earning big salaries that don't know how to kick a ball. And you don't get taught, people think it's just go and kick a ball. It's not the case. So yeah, the question was the vision. Just to educate the child, give them something we don't get. Empower them on a level that will develop them so they can go further and play further.
So Chasers is what? Private coaching?
It's a soccer clinic. When I say a soccer clinic, it's like extra match. They can only vote as yellow man, but back at school they used to have what you call it, like Kumon match. Every subject, if you bet or something, you used to have extra classes.
Yeah.
So Chaser Soccer Clinic is the same thing as bridging that gap. You have your soccer teams, your soccer clubs where people are going to play, and I saw that these boys are just going to play football, but there's no, I can't say development, but there's no personal attachment to them. We go, we run, we kick ball, but that doesn't just make football. There's lots of other elements that make football. So the clinic has come in where we can say, listen, yeah, let's teach these children the foundation. So we prepare them so they can go to club level or school level or whatever level, equipped to play football.
Okay, nice man. And Junior, what made you wanna join Chasers?
Yeah, it's choking. Still choking. But I've been coaching for many years, so, well, it sounds like I'm very old, but I'm not. But I've been coaching for about 10 years and mainly kids. So I have a big love for kids. So, yeah, they bring a lot of joy to me. So when Kiefer called me and asked me to be a coach there at Chasers and to basically help the kids and our community or even anybody else that wants to come, then I opted the opportunity, and I know Keith and I know what his desires are and what he wants to achieve, and he also knows what I would like to achieve and the things that I look forward to. So yeah, together we make a good team. You know, we're not exactly the same, we do things slightly different.
Or Batman and Robin.
Yeah, man. But I think it's a good mixture because, like you said, we're not just there to teach the kids football, we're there to develop them. And I have certain characteristics that I would like to give to the kids, and he has some that he would like to give to the kids. So it's a good match, and I think Chasers going forward is going to have a lot of good things coming from us and Sizwe. And hopefully...
Yeah, you said there's another, Sizwe's the other guy.
Yes, there's another guy, yeah. And then there's Boss Lady, you know, and there's little admin there.
What I saw there, yeah? Admin assistant, is it your daughter?
Yes.
And your wife is a social media lady.
Yes.
And his son is the star.
Just the yesterday.
No, I love that lighting. Yeah, that lighting.
But he's awesome, you know. But yeah, it's awesome being at Chasers, and I'm happy for for coming to me and asking me to do this because he knows I love kids. And he loves kids also. He knows he loves kids, so he does it. Yeah, here we are. That's Chasers.
Yeah, but that's what's love, man. Plus, like I see you guys always like involved in community work. I saw there was Rega Park Active and all these things. So do you still do that Rega Park Active stuff?
No, Rega Park Active I haven't done in a long time. Started Rega Park Active, 2012 I think it was. imprinted a vision in Recho Park, and it's still going today. Still inspiring lots of youth today. It was a program designed actually for the women of Recho Park, because I feel that as colored people, we don't look after the colored woman who's in the community. If it's not about the racial thing, but if you look at the bigger aspect, lots of other women, they're allowed to do so many things, but as a colored woman, they're forced to do washing, dishes, and a whole lot of other shit, and they don't get respected for it. So I felt starting Recho Park Active was giving back to women as a platform where they can look after their bodies, where they can train and have fun. Obviously that led over to the children participating. Now Recho Park Active's got an athletics team. They do cross country, they do road running, they even started a cycling club. And it's there, they're doing well, but yeah.
Hey, so you started a serious thing, huh? Yo,
So you were doing research.
yeah, but even
You
before
put it
that,
on the
bruh,
closet.
I actually used to see it popping up on my Facebook there.
Yeah, listen,
Keeper, Recho Park Active.
people won't mention it. I don't want the credit for it, but Recho Park has produced lots of personal trainers today because of Recho Park Active.
Yeah,
It inspired a lot of people. They won't say thank you, Recho Park Active,
Yeah.
because of that. You know, that's how we are, our people. But yeah,
yeah, so you touch many people's lives, huh?
yeah, we're still going to touch.
Right.
So you're not even there, but you're still touching. Recho Park Active move. Yo, never is man. So, I also wanted to ask, I saw some small kids. Busy looks like a little toddler kid. Scope, huh? The way they kick that ball, as if it's some teenage kid. I'm like, damn, and I've never seen a toddler kick a ball like that. So now,
Messi, that one is.
hey, man. So all is the youngest one there. Like,
At Chase is now
At
the
Chase
moment. The youngest is recently Dwayne's Lighty, Ofiro. He's 3. Ofiro,
3 years
so
old.
Grayson is 4. But yeah, Kentona was the youngest when he
Yeah.
started. Kentona is also the main reason behind Chasers. Because I felt starting Chasers, there was a lack of ownership from fathers, in a sense that we have people coaching our children, but not coaching our children. They don't coach the children to their full potential. So that's where Junior came in the picture, because if anyone knows, understands coaching, you don't coach your own child. So that's his child now. So
Oh, Ezekiel. Yeah,
the youngest is 3 years.
okay, 3 years old.
And then up to what age do you all go for? So 3 to 14.
Okay, so there's me chasers, and then there's chasers junior.
Yeah. We have senior chasers, but that is purely for
The
the
dads.
fathers just there.
I know Red Sword there. Even have matches with the fathers, chasers, dads, and all
mothers.
those things, the mothers.
Yeah, that's bro what even do his homework, guys. And ask him
Where were you on this day?
You're not gonna forget your own things.
Listen, I need to check if my tracker app is updated. Just
That's why I hacked in there,
You were
Just to
running
make sure.
here this morning.
Yeah, you sure this guy's not in IT?
Why you say you
I'm
want
not
to
sure.
make
I
it up?
think people will be on the download, so I'm not sure.
So now when do you all have the Chasers soccer clinic training and so on?
Saturday morning.
Okay, so once a week.
Once a week. That's why I said it's like a 2-month max. It's like an extra class. Saturday morning, we start off 10, we end at 1. Our sessions are 45 minutes to an hour, purely based on the children themselves. If they can take more, we do longer, but we don't, we work at the age group. We were fun enough, we were speaking about it just on the car, the attention span. A
Attention
3-year-old and a 5-year-old,
Yeah.
20 minutes is max.
Mm.
Yeah.
You can't have a 5-year-old lighty running here for an hour and I say, I'm doing fitness.
And
I'm
that's a
now-
fun
I was
game.
hooked.
That's 20 minutes of fun,
You
not
understand?
even seriousness. So.
So,
Yeah, I was gonna ask now also, how is it with the 3-year-olds and the 5-year-olds? Because, okay, although it is now a training session and it's you all are teaching them basics of soccer and so on, to them, they are there to have fun.
you know,
So how is it to keep them there? Because I see when I always say, and these ladies, they know what they need
Yes,
to do.
bruh,
They're
yo.
spotting with the ball, they're going around the cones, they do. And I check, how do you get those ladies to actually, because I have
we
a
have junior
3-year-old
for that.
lady.
Don't play like 3-year-old, like, yo.
Yeah, listen, junior and C's where they full of energy. I'm strict, I'm full of shit.
I think it's enthusiasm,
Yeah.
for the game. Like I always tell the kids, it's fun. How can I say, you can't be bored if you want to do something like this. You must like be fun and then try to. I think there's no words that can explain it. it's more something of creating that positive energy for the kid, so that the kid knows, we're having
Yeah.
fun, you know. Even though there's certain drills happening, we remind them that it's fun, and we like Kiefer today fell so hard, even though they kicked him so soft, you know. They were kicking the coaches, you know, and then they kicked Kiefer, and then he fell on the ground. It's that type of enthusiasm that keeps them going, you know, a laugh in between here and there. And we always remind ourselves that they are kids, you know, because sometimes in the moment you can lose it, you
Yeah.
lose your focus, and then you start getting
All that
like,
performance.
but technical, yeah. So yeah, coaching the kids, Kiefer likes giving them games. I also like giving them a few games, but I like to keep the fun going while training. I like the on the job.
Yeah, so
thing,
there's a
you
leg
know.
and balance there, you know.
Yeah.
Emo says he's the strict one, and you the
Now we're gonna, I think as a family we complete in the sense that Coach Caesar brings something to the table,
Yeah.
Coach Junior, my wife, and my daughter. That's a nice thing about Chasers. It's not individual. Football is a team sport. If anyone understands business, it's team effort. Yes, we have people that run and lead things, but collectively everyone has input, everyone has the same idea where we're going to. And that's the joy of Chasers. Everyone's got the same idea, we've got the same philosophy where we want to go to, what we're inspiring to. And I think that's just the icebreaker, if I can be totally honest in what we want to do and what we achieve. We'll sit by the bowler again 10 years from now and say,
Yeah,
yeah,
man,
these
we have
two
to
are
follow.
But yeah, seriously, I think there's big things gonna happen.
So now what keeps you at it? Because this is now on a Saturday. We are still young, man. We have other things to do, but you all are determined, you all are consistent, you all are persistent, you all are there every Saturday. What keeps you all at it and what keeps you all going?
I'll let Junior start because I've got a whole life story.
Yeah, I think it is the passion, first of all. We need to remind ourselves why we do certain things. I think growing up, I watched a lot of football and did a lot of team sports, and I did it for myself. I didn't do it for anybody else. Especially as a kid, sometimes you have to just do something because you want to do it to the best of your ability. Yes, there's teamwork and a lot of other factors you must take into account, but that's a very important thing. Growing the mind is important. So all of that together keeps me going in the sense that I understand what the kids need and I can give them what they need. So that motivates me. The fact that I still love football because I love football. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it for anybody else, but I do it for the kids in this case. So we give them what we know from the lives that we live, our life experiences, because I was coached a lot growing up, and yeah, a lot of them have motivated me and made me the person I am today. So I would like to do the same for the kids.
So a coach plays a important part, even though he's there to just teach you the game. He's still
Yeah, it's not just a game. You're growing a human being there. You know, it's a whole mind. You know, don't play with the mind because even when they're so young, it's so easy to manipulate. You can make them do anything, bro. Honestly, you
Yeah,
can make them do
yeah.
anything.
Yeah, you're right.
But this we love doing. We use soccer as a vessel, you know, as a platform to get them going. So yeah, that motivates me. I won't lie. I mean, I even went all the way and made a baby. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Because of Chasers.
Well, let's get
Hey,
to the
listen,
life story there.
Chasers, you need to score goals, and he scored a goal.
Yeah,
You need
man.
to score goals.
Let's hear a life story, Kip.
Lifestyle it's a mere fact that I'm gonna be brutal honest, and anything and everything God is part and parcel of it all. We here for a purpose, and everyone has a purpose. So God is using me along with everyone else. They don't know it, they're chasers, but God is using us not only just to educate boys about football, but also to spread the proper gospel, because why it's that principles, it's that morals, that values that come from home. That if you don't have that, it's a simple thing as honoring your mother and your father. It's about respect. It's if you don't have that basic values at home, you're not gonna be able to teach that. If I can say that.
Yeah.
So what keeps us going, what keeps us thinking is the next generation. I'm not gonna be as nice as Junior to say coaches yelled at. No, fuck no, sorry. There was no coach that I can say that guided me or gave me a way to say, listen, in fact, I had coaches that brought you down in life and kept you back because they saw listen, rather give this one opportunity, rather give that one opportunity. And hence why I took up coaching, and I said today, and I always said, I've never wanted to be a coach in my life. Never ever. And it comes about a calling and understanding. And if the man upstairs calls you to do something, you listen. And I found that Coach Junior will tell you, people listen when I speak. It's not, hey, you don't have to listen to me. They don't have to listen to me. They choose to listen. It's not. So what keeps me going is knowing, listen, I've got a calling, and we all have a calling. Everyone here sitting has a calling. It's how to make use of that calling. And I feel like, off the topic, PA, people, ANC, whatever the case might be, PA is a strong name if people know how to use the PA. Because where PA started from is Pa. It's a sense that colored people, we don't have fathers. Or you grow up with the lack of a father figure at home. So when you become a coach, it is a fact that these boys are not just a coach, you become their father, you become their brother, you become something so important to the next person. People don't understand. So that alone should fuel you to look forward to the Saturday. Knowing, listen, yeah, it's not about Kentana. Yes, Kentana is my seat, but it's not about Kentana. It's about you got a light today, he's got a light today, you got a... So indirectly, you're affecting millions of other people's lives, because that child goes home and he's going to speak about you and he'll speak to the next person. And that's how God is using us to connect or work with more people. So that what keeps us going, if you ask about our life story.
So would you then say,
So-
because like you're saying, you had coaches and some of them even put you down and so on, would you say having such experiences with coaches back then is what makes you a better
No.
coach now?
Never.
Was that what made you want to do things differently?
No. They wouldn't want to make me any different.
Yeah.
There's lots of other coaches that made me the person I am today. I had coaches that told me at the age of 10, listen, you kid, you're gonna run football. And that's from a true point of view to say, listen, I'll never forget, I'm lying if I say 10, I was about 14. And one guy called me over and was like, hey kid, you know what? Recher Park will one day listen to a coach like you and you're gonna change football. And people at Recher Park still look at me as like, listen, yeah, that's not from Recher Park. Not the way I am from Galeview. So there is coaches that deserve the credit, that molded me, and yes, they pushed me in that way, but I'm not gonna give anyone credit to what God has done for me.
Yeah. So it all comes
Okay.
from-
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lots of people try and take credit, and we live in a time and era where people want instant gratification. They want that instant, I've got a team, and I think that is the problem. Everyone wants that Betty Bowler, you make him a fire. Everyone wants that limelight. Everyone's at fire. They don't know how that
So
fire
hard,
started.
He's
don't
so
know how
power
much-
there, yeah, you must keep it, keep
You
going.
get what I'm
They
saying?
don't know how much they fight.
Off the topic, I know why his hand is so talented. Sorry.
Okay, now, so if you could go back to when you like to when you started, when you had this idea of starting Chases, if you were to go back to then, what would you tell yourself?
Yo, Junior, you see, you guys are, and Junior said it earlier, this brother can talk for hours and hours, and this is supposed to be an hour.
No, that one is
You're
a
asking,
ball for a topic.
now you're asking good questions, I want to be honest with you. In terms of football, I had one of the fathers is out. Hey, coach, where did you play? Hi, coach, I can't. But God knows, and I always say, God knows the timing of everything. And my wife actually, it's important who you marry. If you don't have the right person next to you, Dylan, everything you're gonna do is not gonna be aligned. People
It's amazing
forget
how
that.
much married people.
Yes, bro. Most of the guys.
A man that finds a wife finds a good thing, finds favor with the
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah,
People don't
man.
understand that. The most important person in my life is my wife. And as a coach, we sacrifice a hell of a lot. We sacrifice too much time spending with your life and with your life. You're forgetting that you have your own children.
Yes.
And your children can resent you because, listen, yeah, oh, the time after me is always with this one or that one or that one. But coming back to it, I even forgot the question because I'm talking so
What
much.
would you tell yourself?
Yeah, what did you tell
Okay.
yourself?
Load shedding. Load shedding inspired me to start Chasers. But I wouldn't tell myself any different. If ever I had to tell myself something different, was don't be apologetic about anything I'm doing. Don't ask permission about anything I'm doing. Because why? We care too much about what the next person thinks. We care too much about what the next person feels. I even addressed my parents today. They might felt upset about me. We work so hard, and the next person comes and they just want to take
all your hard
And
work.
you mentioned something about Recher Park Active. There's people clouting about Recher Park Active, not knowing where Recher Park Active comes from. There's lots of people out here starting now clinics and starting now schools, and a conversation we had, people's gonna be upset at me. It's like, we did the exams, Dylan, and people phone me, hey coach, how you do exam? Hey coach, can you help us with the exam? Not knowing what is required for this. But this is the same people that want to come and steal from the bowler. So let's go here.
Yeah, and if you can go and go search face chasers, now you will see that
It's
those
not
guys
overnight.
have the qualifications behind the name to call themselves a coach. It's not just from I'm calling
Just
myself
woke up and
coach
decided,
today.
yeah.
There's always go and they go do the work. They actually put the time in and the effort in. Before we move on from that, for people to find chasers, where can they go to search you or to go read up on you or do anything? Where can people find chasers?
All over. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Chasers Soccer Clinic is on every platform you can find. Chasers Clinic is even on some professionals' lips when they talk about Chasers. That's why Chasers is chasing my dream. People use Chasers for anything. It's beautiful. But
So
yeah,
where is your training?
Edenville. We train at Edenville Action Soccer every Saturday. But this morning, I don't even want to share with them. You can share if you like those, Jules. Our new partnership, our new training venue.
Okay, so yeah, Coach Keith came with a nice surprise for us today. So he managed to get chasers to get a piece of field there from Highlands once a month or at least twice a month. You can try to go there and train the kids on grass, because even though we have the clinic and we coach them indoors and that, like we said, we know what's important as coaches. They still need to play on the grass, they need more resistance and maybe a longer strides. They are getting older, so they can withstand more running and that. So yeah, that was quite nice. So that's gonna be a big step for us, because then we know where else to improve the kids, because we're always learning. Coach is always learning, so yeah, it's a good improvement. That was
Well, that's good, man. At least you guys always focus on growth and improvement, not just getting comfortable where you are, the AstroTurf indoors. At least you guys are looking at the next level.
What would you go back and tell yourself?
But before choices.
Yeah.
Before you saying
If you
yes
knew
to that
then
night.
what you know now.
You
Well,
know
let's
that
say
night-
when Kiefer
that night when I phoned
Kiefer
you, say,
asked
yeah, I'm
you-
outside your house.
Yeah, and then you made a decision to say yes. At that time, what would you go back and tell that junior?
Nothing, eh? To be honest, I was pretty happy with the call, because I'm about, like, I'm the type of person that wants someone to care. I don't care how old you are, even if you're 50. If you're working with me, you must care about me. Even if I'm an employee in a normal, day-to-day job where you work 9 to 5 or something like that, I want to be treated right and respected. And Kiefer is one of that. Yeah, he does that. He respects me for who I am, and I'm not perfect. Yeah, I'm not like maybe the perfect person that you would want for a coach or whatever the case may be, but he respects me and he allows me the opportunity to be the coach I am. He's not trying to force me
His
to
way,
do
yeah,
things his
control
way,
everything.
yeah, or anything like that. So when he did ask me, I can't say no.
You sound like I'm a good guy.
Yeah, good guy, bro. So fucking loud, man.
That's great, man. So now, what was it about him that made you know that he's the right guy for the job?
The amount of disrespect he got from his friends, the amount of disrespect he got from everyone around him. And that is, we were joking around now, Dylan, you came and look at me as your bowler, I couldn't get.
Okay, we're back. Keep just carry on where we left off there.
So question was what made me approach Junior.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I said a few things and I was talking about the amount of disrespect my friend got over here. And I don't think Junior understands how I value him as yet. I think he still thinks it's just a coaching thing, it's not just a coaching thing. So yeah, Dylan, it was the amount of disrespect Junior got from his friends, even from family members that don't respect the line of work he's into. now we were speaking about calling just now, and when I approached Junior, I had, to be honest, there were 6 people I had noted down. I think I mentioned to you that night when I came to see you. I had senior figures of Recher Park I went to go and see. I went to go see coaches that had 40 years of coaching experience with an idea of how I think football should be changed. And then I found that the older people, they don't like it when people step on their toes. And some of them gave me the blessings, some of them didn't give me the blessings. And I went to Junior knowing, listen, Junior is a qualified coach, not just D license, but C license. He's got years of experience of coaching. He's been coaching. And I also could see that when you play football and coaching is 2 different things. People don't read and see the game the same. And it's much easier for you, Dylan, here at home to say, hey, Sabai man, karai man speel geras. Wat ken die man van coaching? Until you really find yourself in that chair, in that position where you need to make decisions. And me and my friend, we've had lots of arguments. It's not like he's sugarcoating it. I went to his house, Dylan, the one night, and I was speaking to his wife, Vani, and I told Vani, the best decision this bro can make of mine is to stop football. And he looked at me and it's like, I don't know if you remember. And I said, and I looked just like yours, Junior. Okay, I get where you're going from. But the reason for my approach is because he's passionate about the game. He understands the game. His love for children, like you mentioned.
So what you were saying is he must stop playing.
Playing the game, yeah. You must stop playing the game. Because when you play the game, Dylan, it requires a lot of time. It requires you to go and train, it requires you to travel. It deprives your wife from time of you being at home. So when you're playing football, you're playing for yourself. You know, yes, you might inspire 1 or 2 here and there, but you can touch so many more other people when you stop and take a back and realize, listen, yeah, Prakash, it's not about me. Let's look and focus on the next child. So with Junior, I saw, listen, yeah, where I'm going to, and it's not even been that nice. To be honest, Junior came and he left, and he came back. He's got broken service at Chasers.
Broken service.
Broken service, but
I went to a coach outdoor.
But he came back to me and it's like, hey, Keith, you know what? It didn't happen, but like he said, the respect I have for him. And they so programmed you and say, since we even phoned me the other night when we were on break, Thursday, hey, Coach Keith. I said, yes, he said, what's wrong? He's like, you know what? I'm phoning you because you always phone me Thursday. I don't know what to do. But there's a relationship with
He phoned me this morning. Phone me. Oh, yeah, no, bro.
And what did I say?
Like, no, I'm not. Like, on there. I was running and chat. No, I'm just checking if you're alright. Like, okay, no, sharp, you're alright. Are you alright? You know, so.
Oh, you're lying. You didn't tell him I told you because you're making coffee.
Oh yeah. He knows I make I come with coffee to Chasers, obviously, in the morning. That's me. I love my coffee. So he was like, yeah, you're busy making your coffee down there. And I was actually busy making my coffee.
Yeah, so I just felt, you know, people don't respect coaches. I never in my life, when I did my course, and I did my course because of my brother over here, he saw, hey, Keith, and that's how we're a good combination along with Caesar. Junior had his license long before I had my license, but the calling of God allowed me to do what I needed to do with Chasers. It allowed me to engage with people and interact with people. And because of my footballing history and where I've played and what I've done, it allowed things to be a little bit easier for me to get where I needed to be in life. But also for Chasers to grow, like you mentioned, you need to be accredited. You need to have your paperwork in line to say, listen, this is what we're about to do. And my friend was over here, hey Keith, you need to go and do this thing. I was like, yes, sir. Well, I've got you, you've got your license. And I had a conversation with one of the coaches that's coaching ABC League, B licensed coach, I've been coaching his son for the last 2 years, and we had conversations, and he's like, hey, Keith, you know what? Go to 1, 2, and 3, and I did 1, 2, and 3, and I got a phone call. A very big club came in and was like, hey, Keith, do. And that club, because they approached me, and because where I am, allowed us now to get more of our Chasers children exposed to the bigger platform of football. Gave them exposure to a different league of football, different brand of football. And that's a space of what, not even a year.
Yeah, not even a year. Yeah.
Sure.
After contacting, yeah. Not even a year, yeah. But it was putting 3 years of solid work here. First, it didn't just happen like overnight. Yeah, and it didn't even happen over a year. So
And I told my friend over here, I can't remember if he recalls the conversation. We had a conversation, I think I had one too many, and I told him, hey, people are gonna get at me by coming to you. And that's how life works, Dylan. Trust and believe me. When you build something and you grow into something, people won't target you. They'll target your wife, they'll target Fukasio, they'll target everyone around you. And if those people aren't loyal to what you're trying to do and what you're trying to build, they'll run away. And I've had it. I've had people that worked with me and they left with the blueprint of Chasers and tried to go and start the other stuff and tried to take my place and my parents. I still smile with the people.
and they don't even realize it's a work in progress. Like we fail, we're gonna fail, and we're gonna always going to learn. We're gonna fail next year. We think we gonna be
that's
the
one thing
better
about
next
failure.
year. We will be
Failure-
better, but we'll
failure
still
is there.
fail.
Failure is always failure never goes away.
Never goes away.
There's always failure. It's just what you take from failure.
Your relationship with
How
failure.
you get up?
Failure is good. Failure shows that you're progressing.
Failure shows you doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But also, in life, I posted a meme, sorry, the other day. So many people want to be part of the success story, but people don't want to be part of the process of the success.
Yeah, man.
But in that process, you can see who's really meant to be there.
Yeah.
Because during that process, you were asking, what did I change differently? So you don't ask me how we started Chasers. Maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but Chasers was started at a point of view. Another friend of mine, Eldridge, my wife, we were sitting during lockdown, and I strive on people boxing you in and telling you can't do this. Was that all you can do? I remember when we started the clinic off, yes, we had children
Yeah.
back, I can't back. And one father's like, yeah, you only have children because it's lockdown, there's no other sports.
There's nothing else they can do. Go outdoor.
Hey, there's always that one.
So it's like, and trust me, today the person is a coach.
One of your coaches.
Not one of my
Oh.
coaches, but one of, yeah, but it's funny now that I'm thinking to myself, you had your 2-minute noodles, you had your highlight there, but now you're trying to do what we are doing. It's just, but yeah, such is
After
such.
such harsh criticism.
Yeah, but you get it. It's part, you need to be criticized.
Yeah, so actually, you guys started in 2019,
2019.
and in 2020 was COVID here in South Africa.
We get it off.
So then, how did that affect you guys? Like,
Yep.
I think it would just have been the initial, like, I don't think it affected us, to be honest. If you're asking if it affected, like, Chasers as
Yeah,
a
no,
whole,
that we, we
maybe it would have
interviewed
affected,
Chasers.
like, the kids maybe, or, like, parents
because now,
wanting
you almost
to
know
bring them.
there was a time where
There
no
was
sports
no
activity
sports-
was
Yeah, there was no
allowed and
sports,
all of
yeah.
that.
During that time, I got the most hatred from everyone.
Yeah.
Because we were the only people
We
that
were the
kept
only
on.
one. And we had the sterilizer masks.
Listen, we followed COVID protocols
Yeah,
to
into
a
the fall.
next level, and we made sure we're humans. I mean, Dylan, I'm not gonna allow you to bring your son if your son is sick and I've got 20 other children.
Yeah.
You know when your kid
You
is
get what I'm
sick.
saying?
You know.
And we deal with parents that like to party and this and that, and social media shows everything. I can see, I told my brother this morning a conversation, we came, I was supposed to Full House, and my brother was like, "Kid," I'm like, I don't sleep. At 1 o'clock I see people's updates, I can tell you 1, 2, and 3 is not coming. Your lifestyle, you asked me about, you asked me something about how you keep on going. Certain things need to change in your lifestyle. You can't find me by butt on a Friday. Yeah, bro, you coaching tomorrow. What you doing by butt? Lifestyle needs to change. You get what I'm saying? You're not gonna get me by carnival or by pussies or wherever. You're not gonna get me chilling here till 11 o'clock. Hey, I've got children to look up to me. I've got parents when they come and speak to me. Hey, coach, something doesn't spell right. How can you respect me?
And also for a coach, your lifestyle must change even if you don't have a kid. It
Yeah, because
doesn't
then
mean
these kids are.
yeah, it doesn't mean because you don't have a kid your lifestyle, because now they don't see and stuff like that, you can go and skirt late and what. You also have to change a little bit of your own life, just to accommodate the
I
kids.
think
and
basically
everything else.
anything you do. Like,
Yeah,
I
as you
think-
get older.
Like if you just set on a 9 to 5, you're happy there, what, yeah, go party, go do whatever. But I think once you decide you're gonna do something, you're gonna do Chasers, you're gonna do Away On, you're gonna do podcast by the whole creative blend. You're gonna do something with your life. Something has to change.
That's the thing, bro.
Sacrifice.
Mm.
That's the biggest downfall about colored people.
Not
Step
willing
out.
to
People,
sacrifice.
people don't like me for what I'm saying, but colored people have the most excuses you can ever find.
Mm.
Me, I'm more black than anything. And I'm saying that because black people know how to sacrifice.
Yeah, they know.
You
They
find-
know.
excellence.
You find black people. I always ask this question. Trevor Noah mentioned in one of his comedy shows in art. No, he mentioned about Julius Malema and he talked about Europeans. How many of them are here? But if you think about it, how many of the African people are up here in Joburg that's not from here? How many about black people we work with them stay here? They climb on a train, they stay in a shack, and
You can just imagine their circumstances.
what changed my life, Dylan, to be honest with you, I was 18 years old, I did my first job. I was out, we were probably partying together that night for the love of me. Sundays we used to take it hard. So Monday I'm laying there, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm staying by my grandmother. Hey, grandmother's not working, you know the story, she's sick, she's got cancer. You must party, you must go work. Okay, sharp. You get up, you walk into the taxi rank, it's raining, man. Yes. There's a black guy, he's standing with this guy selling chargers, he's selling the stuff that you sell by the robots. I'm looking at this brown, I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm going to a company, I'm in under a roof.
Yeah, I
I'm
have to go
thinking
there.
I'm thinking of an excuse not to go to work.
Yeah.
It's raining.
This bra standing on the street where it's raining, but yet he's stuck in
showing
the
up.
taxi with me. So what is your excuse?
That is the
Huh?
excuse, bro.
I don't know if it hits home yet, but what is your excuse? I could have had an excuse to them, like, yeah, bro, I've got family time to do. But someone out there is listening to this, and it will hit home and be, hey, listen, yeah, that brass mouth that is making a point.
Mm.
And we can influence many lives, bro. Not only those, just like maybe me and Keith. There's many other people you can influence, bro. So this of staying comfortable, like you say, being at your house and matches, it's not gonna help the next generation, bro.
It's not gonna help yourself either.
Yeah, and, that's for sure,
The
my
only
man.
way you
Not even
help
yourself.
other
Imagine how
people
you
is to
age,
start
yeah.
helping yourself.
Yeah.
Like you have to start with yourself before
You
you
look
can
like
help
that
anyone
bowler,
else.
man.
I can't help Junior or Kiefer if I didn't
Can't
help
help
Yeah,
myself.
yourself.
What are you going to give him? You know, like Keith also said earlier, purpose.
Mm,
You have
must
a purpose.
yeah.
You'll know why you're getting up.
I've got a brother, Caesar is 19 years old.
Yeah,
He's
it's
coaching
19
with us.
years, yeah.
Dylan, Caesar, we did a course, we did our license together. And me and that guy, this is how God works. During the whole 2-3 weeks we spent together on camp, on course, we don't have one conversation. There was a bra in the camp that always took this bra's part. I thought, hey, this is his father, I'm not going to engage. I kept on doing my things, not knowingly what I'm doing and how God is working. When we did our festival and everything was done, he came up to me and said, hey, Keith, you know what, can I have your phone number? So I said, I'll take the phone number. Next week he phoned me and said, hey, Keith, you know what, I was listening to how you speak and I listened to what you're planning and projecting or what. I'd like to be part of this plan. I'm like, bruh, you don't know me from a bar of soap. We don't engage you. How? He came through and Caesar is doing, he's
Yeah.
coaching Euro schooling. But what I want to bring to
19,
it
man.
is 19 years old.
19, man.
And the development I'm seeing, and when we were in course, I'm gonna be honest now, everyone looked at this boy and it's like, there's nothing happening here. It's just one of those cases where the mother sent him, he needs to go do something.
He's bored at home.
And
Let's talk.
the more I see this boy and what is growing, and he sits with me, I'm telling him, Caesar, you know what? I'm 31.
Yeah.
I'm 31, and I played football over 27 years. I started when I was 3 years. I've traveled the world. And when my contract ended, and my parents and my family looked at me and like, you know, you're a disgrace, football is finished, it's the end of it. And you come into your household where football is now dead, you start hating football. I hated football for a good 5-6 years. And now I'm thinking to myself, we started with Chasers and how it's growing. What would have happened if I didn't stop football? If you get one coming. So I tell Caesar, I keep on reminding him, like, hey boss, you're 19 years old. Picture when you come to my age, 11 years from now, where can you sit? What can you be doing? So already we're watering another seed. We're planting something else. And he's not colored, he's black. So obviously it's going to change the culture of our football. We've got now white people that's coming in, which is now nice, it's diverse. We've got Indian people coming in. So Chasers is now not just colored orientated. Because I had a brother come to me once and like, hey Keith, from Geluksdal, true story. En die ons hoor ek hom met Chasers. En hy ging ons kak gevaarlik.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, who be though? Now we gangsters. Just by association, just
Because
the
it's
name.
careless.
You
And
understand?
it's good to have. It's good to have
You
like
get what I'm
someone like Caesar because he stays also in a different place from where we grew up. I mean, he's gonna teach my lady to speak a black language. I'm not sure which one he speaks, but I told him he must talk to him. Mustn't talk to my son in English. Must talk to him in his language. I don't care if he must repeat to my son what it means. It's fine because we
But
weren't
he
given
does
that.
it.
Yeah, he does already.
Kentara knows
Yes,
Kachima. He knows.
Yeah, those little because we grew up with so much diversity around us, but we haven't been
You
blessed
don't
with
pick up
that
that much,
to
yeah.
learn so much of it. So
That's a downfall from our boys.
yeah, from us. So it's a good mixture.
This podcast is not doing an hour. I can see it going for 3 hours.
Now,
If it goes on air, if it goes on, it goes on.
Update wifey
It
somewhere.
will go on.
Put that voice memo.
yeah, but yeah, but at least your wife knows. I think
Yeah,
you
she
guys are
knows.
supposed to be here at like
3.
3.
Yeah.
And you came at 4.
At
The
4.
wife is
Yeah.
gonna ask now. Okay, now this extra.
Yeah,
hour, what's
yeah,
happening?
They
here?
can they can expect us at 7.
I'll sleep an extra hour tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll give
Yeah,
we'll,
enough
we'll
food,
give Dalan a
No, the wives must forgive. This is from Darla, not from Julia and Keith. Wives,
Yeah.
you must forgive because
Thank you.
this is my own sin. I didn't see them for a long time.
10 years, man.
Drinking raspberry
So-
cola. Thank you for the star letter too.
Please, apologies, wives. It's our time.
Yeah, we can call Zara if there's any
Keith,
problems.
there's a question I have for you, man.
We got lots of questions. So
Yeah, man, yeah. So, because I love what you're saying, man.
So your questions changed on what I was saying.
They're coming from what you're saying. So now, with you getting all this criticism, football stopping in your house, your family having this view, and all of that stuff, man, your support, man, that you've received from the time you started Chasers up until now, how has it changed?
Check.
And when did it
Check.
change?
0. Nothing.
Still same.
Exactly the same.
No,
I've got zero support. If you asking, yes, I've got maybe 1 or 2 that when I have a vendor sponsor 1 or 2 things. But it's easy, Dylan. Trust and believe me, it's easy to take 100 and 200 in a pocket. It's simple. What you require with children is time. And people forget that. It's not about the money. And people don't get where I'm coming from with Chasers. Chasers for the last 3 years we've been charging 300 cents a month. Done. Finish. Cost of living is crazy.
Even now.
Cost of and imagine you increase because of cost of living. Now 1 or 2 children is gonna fall out because the parents feel like it's becoming a bit too much because petrol there. So
It's
now
affected.
you're taking something away from a child. But if you're asking about support, no, I don't get support. The support structure, say again, if you have the proper people in your life, which is my wife, which is Junior, which is Six, which is my children, it is very easy to say, bro, there's a ball of bags, do that. What we do requires a lot of time, requires a lot of effort. Till today, yes, my brother, I don't want to talk off topic, there's another subject. If you want to be part of something, don't ask me, bro, can I, yeah, there's the balls, there's the stuff, whatever. Not saying that I don't want sponsorship, people think I want sponsorship. Sponsorship will always
But
be
if
good.
you want the sponsor, you can
Yeah,
sponsor.
you can sponsor.
Maar lang hard, I don't have time for it because we've got people that wanna talk about, I gave this. No.
I don't want to be reminded when you see the
Bruh.
ball every time.
Bruh, when we started Chasers, yeah, I had a Mr. Price account. The wife looked at me like, "If are you really gonna do this?" Yeah. 3,000 rand balls, ball bags, boom, boom. That's the last thing I want Junior and them to stress about. Junior looked at me, I was like, you're the coach, what do you need? You tell me what you need, I'll sacrifice. Whatever you wanted the podcast, you needed a camera. That 10,000, you spend it. You need to spend money, not to make money, because if you're making money, you're doing it for the wrong thing. Yes, we're gonna get money
Yeah,
eventually. But that is not the
That comes with what you want.
what
Just
I'm
comes
trying to
with
say. It's another topic, Dylan, but we're doing it for the next generation. We're setting up the next generation. I say always, people tend to forget where they come from. We're quick in a hurry just to copy paste and move on.
It's easier.
Sometimes I think people forget where your parents come from. People forget where your grandparents come from. People forget what your mother sacrificed for you to be at Boxburg High or at Fort Trekker. We don't understand what these people had to do in order for you to have the education that you have. But then you feel some sort of entitlement just to have this or to have that. So what I'm trying to say is, we need to educate ourselves in a sense that I'm not saying you're not going to be a millionaire, I'm not saying you're not going to be rich, but realistically, you need to plant a seed in that life of yours that's running around there so he can be better off than what you were.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? I always look at it in terms of Recha Park. I'll just make a small example. I'm from Galeview, from Zania Street. We probably have 20 houses in the street, 20. Out of that 20 households, I'm just going to make an example. There's one child in each household, which is a lie, because every household is probably have 10 children in Recha Park. But you have 20 children. Out of that 20 children, you already have 4 that's on drugs. You already have 6 that's in prison. That's already 10. The other 4 is already dead and buried. Boom. You left with other 6. That other 6, maybe 3 of them are just lucky to get a paycheck. Maybe the 1 or the 2 gets out of the car and makes a difference. So we're faced with so much things in reality, but we don't want to face it. It's right up in our face, but we think, hey, let's just go have a beer at shop, let's go have a drink, tomorrow we'll see another day. But we blatantly ignore the fact that these things are happening and these children are suffering because of these things.
I think just going to that point of us recognizing what our parents did. I think from my side, there was support to me, but up until a certain point. I'm not going to say it was there all the time. But essentially, our parents lived in a time, especially in South Africa, in apartheid. My mother started working at a very young age in school. So I didn't have to work in school to make a living. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate everything they done for me, and they sent me to a school that could educate me to, you know, just build on it. I don't have to be rich, like he said. I don't have to be a millionaire, but I need to appreciate the fact that my parents were able to put me through a school that allowed me to work and have the things I have, but it's because of their sacrifice to a certain extent. But now, knowing that I also have a responsibility and I have to do it better. I can do it better because I do think there's always an improvement that can happen. So it's just up to us to do it better.
Yeah, and that is true because they made it possible for you to have it better than they had it.
Yes.
And
They
now
don't
from
have
your
to make
side,
them better.
you can also do the same for your kids and even other kids
Yes.
through the work that you're doing.
But on that note, before people think I'm not grateful for their sponsorship, because people might think like this for the people that has contributed in the tournaments that we had in the setups, we are grateful for your assistance. I know my mother once or twice she helped me, small amount, yes. It's a sister's, my uncle once or twice. So we are grateful for that, but I don't think that people think of the mega scale, how big this thing can be. It's just like an investment. If you invest 100 rand, what do you expect as a return? If you're going to gamble, you gamble 100, you're not going to come out there a millionaire. You need to take at least 10 down and be like, listen, I'm going to gamble. Then you gambling. Now we're talking money.
And
Now,
then it's not about-
now we're
it's
talking
not-
facts.
It's not about just taking the 10,000 and
Yeah.
going and thinking, yeah, I'm gonna gamble this 10,000 and
Yeah.
make a million. It's taking that 10,000 and also being willing to lose it.
Must be willing to lose it, man.
And that is what people don't see. You need to be willing to lose it.
If it's not gonna burn your
Don't
house
put your
down,
heart
then you
on that
can
thing.
But it's like, it's that other thing that people say, you know, when something blows up, there's a minute that people are going to be, you know, I know that, bruh. Yeah, that, bruh.
Everyone knows you that time.
You know.
And that's where the question of the support comes in, because I've seen it a lot, man, that when people can, especially when you're starting off something, no one's on your side. It's not gonna work. Does that, what, nah. But then as soon as they see,
I
this
lost
guy is
Recha Park
doing
active
big
because of that.
things. Look, hey, he's doing this, oh, now he's somewhere everyone's friend. Now you have support from people that told him in his face, I had this thing.
That's
that
why,
didn't
that's
work.
why I gave Recha Park active because of it. I started Recha Park active, and people were like, yeah, bro, you mad? Listen, I had over 100 white people in Recha Park in a location coming through to come and run a
Okay, you're only
5K.
scared of the Kasi.
Huh? I've got people now in Recha Park doing cancer runs, having millions of people. I'm thinking to myself, not that I want the credit or the recognition. People need to understand where this thing is coming from. I'm not saying, hey, it wasn't there before me. I don't know. It wasn't my generation. But in the time I've been in Recha Park for the last 30 years, I didn't see someone do that. Now because Dylan is doing it, we're all supporting it. That's how life is, because people, we can do the exact same thing, but people won't appreciate or support because you're doing it.
Just because
But
it's you.
let our Dylan come over here and he's doing it. You know this, bruh. You're an egg, man.
Yeah.
That's how people
So
are. Yes, my bra, it's off the top, but my bra will always say, the keep is white. I say people tend to forget this thing and this are the
Don't
nice
mess,
one.
man.
That's why I always give God credit for everything in my life. People look at me and think, hey, this bra's traveled this world, this bra's father did this bra's father did this. Yes, they did it. But doesn't mean where we're going to is because of what they did. That's what Dylan is doing with our way. What is not what his mother and father did. They can't take credit for that. Yes, you raised a good boy. Yes, thank you. Well done. It's your job. Don't get credit for what is supposed to be your job. I can't get credit for Ezekiel. Hey, credit. No, it's my job.
You putting in this.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, man, just your responsibility. And obviously, like the standard that you set, you know, for your kids and opportunities that you provide. But obviously, it's up to us to take those opportunities and then make the most of it.
Yeah, dude.
Do whatever needs to be
Do
done.
it with a smile, man.
Opportunities.
With a smile.
Yeah, with a smile, man.
I think
Yeah.
last year we had an interview and a bra interviewed me and asked us like, opportunities will never happen unless you're ready for it. Things never come fair unless you're prepared for it. People want to go buy a car. What is the first step to buy a car? You need to have license. After that, you're going to buy a car without license. Yes, you can buy, but what is the right way? Yeah, if your baby is crawling around you, what's the first thing before they walk? They need to crawl. They crawl, then they walk. Before they walk, then they can run. You get what I'm saying? People try to speed the process. We're living in a time where it's instant noodles, it's instant McDonald's. People want results.
They want it now.
Yeah,
They
but
don't want to
there's-
wait. They want it right now.
There's a saying in our bathroom. It says, "The hurrier I go, the behinder I get."
The hurrier I go, the behind I get.
So yeah, it's just
Yeah.
patience. Yeah.
Hey, yeah, man, patience is a big thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but at least it looks like you guys have progressed quite well since the time that you guys started, like in 20, 21, 22. It's like basically now 3 years, 4 years.
Wait for the fourth year, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, because many people start things and then not long after that. It's
And
cloud.
we've had quiet times. We've had, but we're there, bro.
Still something.
We're
Still
there.
pushing it.
We'll be 3 coaches even if it's a quiet time. Because sometimes like people go on holidays, they want to travel. Even if 2 kids want to come,
You're there. You show up for those 2 kids.
show up for those 2 kids.
Can't let
That's
those
what
2 kids
matters.
down just because of the others that can't come.
Blender of the week.
Blender of the week. So we're just going to end off with Blender of the week. A special one for chasers. You don't win trophies. No, man, that's wrong. That's wrong. Okay, let me correct that. Trophies are won during practice. They are only collected after a big match. Trophies are won during practice. You just collect it after a big match. So yeah, man, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. Yeah, we're saying goodbye now. We're saying goodbye. It's done. It's finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've
wait,
been here-
chop!
This
Yeah.
announcement.
The
We
announcement is
mentioned this
blah,
last
blah.
week.
I'm not gonna say it, but he knows it.
We're laughing because that is actually Kiefer's a message he posted in the week. We quoted Kiefer and
From the
Kiefer can't
Chasers,
believe it.
Chasers page on Facebook.
Don't forget to follow.
Yeah, like, follow.
So yeah, don't forget to do all of it. But we had a comment, nah? What was the challenge or the
the
competition?
best comment
Best
for the
comment
month
for
wins
the
a
month.
t-shirt.
So comment
Or your
down there,
t-shirt.
like, subscribe,
Do the right thing.
do the
Do
right,
the right
thing,
thing, man.
and then go check out Chasers as
Chase
well.
page, we found the blend of the week on the Chasers page. So guys, please go there.
Please.
go there. Please.
Please.
So yeah, man.
On that note, we are here.
Yeah, us.